What is the single most dangerous carbohydrate in the world? The answer is deceptively simple. It's not fat, it's not salt, it's this. But this isn't just about candy. This is about how this one substance, in its many hidden forms, orchestrates a cascade of damage in your body. Stay with us to understand the science, uncover its disguises, and learn the wise way to manage it. We're talking about added sugar. Specifically, the refined, processed, and concentrated forms of sugar that have infiltrated nearly every item on grocery shelves. If you are watching this channel, you prioritize long-term vitality. You want clarity, sustained energy, and metabolic health. Added sugar is the #1 enemy of these goals. Why is it so dangerous? Because its danger isn't complex. It's cumulative. It forces your body into a constant state of emergency. This video is not about eliminating all carbohydrates which fuel us. It's about eliminating the one that actively works against your wisdom and your health. If you are ready to learn the secrets of metabolic longevity, hit the subscribe button now. The real danger starts the moment that refined carbohydrate hits your tongue. Think about eating a whole piece of fruit. The fiber in the apple slows down the digestion process. The sugar is released gently, over time. But when you consume a spoonful of pure added sugar, or drink a heavily sweetened soda, there is no fiber to slow the delivery. It's a direct, instantaneous flood. Within minutes, that massive rush of glucose saturates your bloodstream. This sudden overload is a critical problem for your body. When your blood is flooded with sugar, your pancreas immediately responds by deploying a massive wave of insulin. Think of insulin as a very strict security guard. Its sole job is to grab that sugar and rapidly push it into your cells for immediate energy, or, more often, for storage. It's an emergency response designed for survival. This huge, sudden demand on your metabolic system is where the cumulative damage begins. Why is this repeated insulin surge a major threat to your long-term health? Because every time this happens, your body becomes slightly less sensitive to insulin's signal. This is known as insulin resistance. The cells stop listening to the security guard's warnings, and when they stop listening, the sugar stays trapped in your blood, leading directly to chronic fatigue, intense cravings, and that infamous afternoon brain fog. Understanding this process is the first step to reclaiming control. You are not weak. You are simply caught in a chemical cycle created by the fastest absorbing carb available. This cycle creates a profound issue beyond just energy levels. The glucose that can't enter your muscle cells or be used immediately goes through a mandatory detour to your liver. Your liver is a sophisticated chemical processing plant, but it has limits. When faced with an overwhelming amount of refined sugar, the liver can only store so much as glycogen. What happens to the excess? The liver converts it directly into fat. This isn't just surface fat. It's often visceral fat, the deep, insidious fat stored around your organs. This process is especially aggressive when the sugar consumed is high fructose corn syrup, because the liver processes fructose differently than glucose, almost guaranteeing fat storage. You might be thinking, I don't eat much junk food, but here's the insidious twist. The most dangerous sugar isn't hiding in the candy aisle. It's hiding in places you think are healthy, which is why Angle 1 was so tempting. We're talking about flavored yogurts, sauces, breakfast cereals, and even whole wheat breads. These foods trick your body. They deliver that same damaging payload of refined carbs and sugar without the fiber necessary to slow absorption. The result is the same insulin roller coaster, leading to the same fat storage and inflammation. If the danger is hidden so well, how can you spot it before it's too late? The wisdom lies in becoming a savvy label reader. Food manufacturers know you're looking for sugar on the label, so they use dozens of aliases to conceal the total amount. This is a critical piece of wisdom you must master. Your body doesn't care if it's called organic evaporated cane juice or simply sugar. It processes it exactly the same way. The challenge is recognizing the many faces of the enemy. Here are 9 of the most common disguises you need to watch for. Words ending in "ose," like dextrose, maltose, and fructose. Also look for ingredients that sound natural but are highly concentrated, like rice syrup, agave nectar, and high fructose corn syrup. Don't forget fruit juice concentrate, which is stripped of its fiber and acts just like straight sugar. The 5th one you must scrutinize is maltodextrin, which is often used as a thickener and can spike blood sugar even faster than table sugar. Manufacturers also use multiple types of sugar to keep any single one from appearing high on the ingredient list. By including 3 or 4 different aliases, they manipulate the order, making the product look healthier than it truly is. Remember, ingredients are listed by weight. If you see 2 or 3 sugar names clustered near the top, that product is fundamentally a dangerous carbohydrate bomb. What's the simple rule for wise shopping? If you can't pronounce it, or if you see more than 2 sugar aliases, put it back on the shelf. This small act of resistance protects your future health. Now let's connect this dangerous carbohydrate cycle directly to aging and inflammation. We talked about insulin resistance, but the sugar overload also fuels a process called glycation. Think of glycation as the internal rusting of your body. When excess sugar attaches to proteins and fats in your bloodstream, it forms harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. That acronym tells you exactly what they do. They age you. These AGEs damage collagen, making your skin lose elasticity and your arteries stiffen. They attack nerve endings and accumulate in the brain. They are strongly linked to chronic diseases because they are highly inflammatory. The speed and severity of this process are directly proportional to how frequently and how high your blood sugar spikes. Every refined carb, every sugary drink acts like an accelerant on the flame of inflammation. This is why addressing the most dangerous carbohydrate is not just about weight management. It is fundamental to maintaining mobility, cognitive sharpness, and heart health decades from now. If you want to slow your biological clock, stabilizing your blood sugar is the single most important habit. But how do you stop the spikes without giving up all the foods you enjoy? The key is learning the 2 core principles of carbohydrate wisdom. The first core principle is *no-toll pairing. You never want to eat a concentrated carbohydrate alone. The digestive system's job is to break down food as quickly as possible, leading to that rapid glucose spike we discussed. But you can intentionally slow it down. Every time you consume a carbohydrate, especially one that might be slightly refined, you must pair it with protein, healthy fat, or, ideally, fiber. Think of protein, fat, and fiber as speed bumps. When you pair an apple with peanut butter, or white rice with chicken, and a large serving of vegetables, the digestion of the carb slows significantly. This blunts the glucose spike, reducing the insulin surge and minimizing the formation of damaging AGEs. So instead of having a slice of white toast with jam, swap the jam for an egg. Instead of drinking a glass of juice, eat the whole orange with some almonds. Simple pairing is a profoundly effective tool for managing the dangerous carb, even when it sneaks its way into your diet. This isn't about restriction. It's about smart combination. The second core principle is the 20-gram rule. This provides a practical, easy-to-remember benchmark. Health organizations often recommend limiting daily added sugar intake to about 20 to 25 grams for most adults. Think of 20 grams as your daily budget for the dangerous carb. If you can keep your added sugar intake under this threshold, you dramatically reduce the metabolic stress on your system. To put 20 grams into perspective, one 12-ounce can of regular soda can contain nearly double that amount, completely blowing your budget in a single drink. Knowing this number gives you an immediate point of control. The 20-gram rule becomes your guiding light when reading labels. When you look at a breakfast bar or a packet of instant oatmeal, look for the line that says added sugars. If it's approaching 10 or 12 grams, you know that one serving just consumed over half your daily budget. This forces a moment of wisdom. Is that prepackaged item worth the cost to my metabolism? This is where the power of choice truly emerges. We are often conditioned to believe we need that intense sweetness. But our taste buds are remarkably adaptable. The truth is, the more added sugar you eat, the more your brain demands it. It sets off a dopamine response, creating a genuine addictive pathway. The good news is that this pathway can be reversed. Within just 2 to 3 weeks of consciously reducing your intake of high-sugar items, your palate will reset. You will find that naturally sweet foods, like berries and whole fruits, taste more satisfying. You will begin to taste the natural sweetness in vegetables and grains that you never noticed before. The danger of this carb isn't just chemical, it's psychological. It keeps you on a cycle of high energy, followed by a crash, ensuring you reach for more of the quick fix. To break this cycle, you must replace the refined carb with something sustaining. So, what are the best swaps you can make today to fortify your health? Swapping the dangerous carb for its safer, wiser alternative doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or comfort. It means upgrading your fuel source. When it comes to grains, ditch the rapidly absorbed white flour products like standard white bread, pasta, and crackers. These act metabolically much like sugar, causing rapid spikes. Instead, embrace complex, high-fiber carbohydrates like quinoa, brown rice, or legumes such as lentils and beans. These foods are packed with fiber and take significantly longer to break down, preventing the rapid glucose flood. When looking at breakfast, replace sugary cereals and pre-sweetened oatmeal packets with steel-cut oats or plain rolled oats. Always add cinnamon, which has been associated with helping to moderate blood sugar levels. Instead of buying flavored yogurts, buy plain Greek yogurt and add your own fresh blueberries or a few walnuts. You control the sweetness and reap the nutritional benefits. Finally, tackle beverages. This is often the easiest and most powerful change you can make. Liquid sugar, sodas, sports drinks, and sweetened teas is the most insidious delivery system for the dangerous carb because it bypasses the digestive system almost entirely. There is no fiber to slow it down. Replacing one soda a day with water, or unsweetened sparkling water, is a small change that produces massive metabolic improvements over the course of a year. Every glass of water you choose over a sweet drink is a win for your longevity. For our audience, especially those focusing on building a wise legacy, maintaining lean muscle mass is essential. The impact of the most dangerous carb extends even to your physical strength. When your insulin is chronically elevated due to frequent sugar spikes, your body enters a state where it struggles to burn stored fat for energy. It prefers to burn the constantly supplied glucose. More importantly, chronic high insulin levels can be linked to inflammation, which in turn accelerates the breakdown of muscle tissue. This creates a vicious cycle. Less muscle means a slower metabolism, which makes it even harder for your body to manage those glucose spikes effectively. The wisdom here is understanding that protecting your muscles starts in the kitchen, not just the gym. You must stabilize your blood sugar to create an environment where your body can actually repair and build muscle efficiently. So, how can you immediately implement this wisdom? Focus on that pairing principle, especially around exercise. If you are going to consume a serving of whole food carbs, the ideal time is right after a strength training session. At that point, your muscle cells are primed and starving for energy, and they will soak up the glucose more efficiently, diverting it away from the liver and fat storage. This intentional timing is a powerful strategy to turn a necessary carb into a building block, rather than a damaging compound. Remember, wisdom is perfected with age, and wise nutrition powers your prime. We've exposed the true nature of the most dangerous carb. It's not a single food, but a category of hyper-refined, low-fiber, high-dose sugars that wreck your metabolic system. We've shown you its disguises on labels and given you the actionable 20-gram rule. But let's quickly address a common objection, especially among those who are active. I need quick energy for my run or workout. For the vast majority of activities, especially moderate exercise, your body is perfectly capable of fueling itself using stored fat and glycogen reserves. You do not need to consume concentrated sugar beforehand. If you feel you need a boost, stick to whole food sources like a banana, which provides potassium and some fiber to slow absorption. The quick sugar rush often promises energy, but delivers a rapid crash that undercuts sustained performance. Another common myth is the reliance on fruit juice. Many believe juice is equivalent to whole fruit. It is not. Juicing strips away the fiber, leaving you with highly concentrated fructose that hits your liver exactly the same way soda does. If you want the vitamins, eat the fruit. Chew it. That fiber is the protective shield your body needs. Never forget this distinction. The fiber is the difference between a beneficial carb and a dangerous one. Wisdom means choosing the whole source every time. To cement this knowledge, let's look at one final practical tool you can use every single day: the plate method. This simple visualization eliminates the guesswork and helps you manage all carbs wisely, reducing the chances of consuming the dangerous kind. Imagine your dinner plate divided into 3 sections. You want half of that plate to be non-starchy vegetables. Think spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, or salad. These are the highest fiber, lowest calorie carbs, and they should dominate your meal. Next, 1/4 of the plate should be high-quality protein: chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes. Finally, the last 1/4 is your place for dense, whole food carbohydrates, like brown rice, sweet potato, or quinoa. By adhering to the plate method, you automatically prioritize fiber and protein, ensuring that whatever carbs you consume are managed effectively. This visual guide prevents the dangerous overconsumption of refined foods and stabilizes your glucose levels throughout the evening. This method is easily adaptable for any meal and any cuisine. It's an effortless way to apply metabolic wisdom without counting calories or getting bogged down in complex tracking. Consistent application of this method is the silent secret to sustained vitality and the maintenance of a healthy weight throughout your prime years. The biggest challenge in controlling the most dangerous carbohydrate isn't finding it. It's the constant availability and societal normalization of extreme sweetness. We are constantly surrounded by cheap, hyper-palatable foods designed to override our natural satiety signals. But your age grants you a powerful advantage: wisdom. You have the perspective to see through the marketing and the discipline to implement changes that matter. The ultimate goal of primetime wisdom is not to make you fear food, but to empower you to eat intentionally. Start small this week. Don't try to eliminate every single trace of sugar. Just focus on one major swap. Choose to eliminate liquid sugar entirely for 7 days. No sodas. No sweetened coffee, no fruit juice. This single change will drastically reduce your exposure to the most dangerous carb and give your metabolism a much-needed break. Notice the difference in your energy levels and your afternoon clarity. That positive feeling will fuel the next step. If this video has armed you with the insights necessary to make wiser choices, please like it now. Your support helps us continue cutting through the noise to bring you evidence-based paths to a well-lived life. The world's most dangerous carbohydrate thrives on ignorance, but knowledge is power. You now have the knowledge to recognize its disguises, understand its mechanisms, and choose fiber over flood. Take control of your plate, stabilize your system, and reclaim the sustained energy and clarity that define your prime. Do not let hidden sugar define your legacy.